Hi, I'm Stefon.
I'm Francois.
Welcome to Wednesdays with the Boys.
This is our first ever spoiler-free movie review.
Yeah. Today, we're going to be chatting Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, we just got out seeing it. We got some thoughts on it. Wouldn't call them the most popular takes, probably.
A lot of expert takes here.
Yeah. These are just two fanboys who grew up on the Spider-Man Raimi trilogy and were stoked to see Raimi back at the helm doing another Marvel property. Was it great? We wanted it to be. Can't say we really thought it was.
So, my take is, and we discussed a little bit prior to this, of, technically, in terms of, the technical aspects of it was great. It was really... Sam Raimi knows how to direct.
He really does.
And it was phenomenal. In terms of the plot, there were many faults both within the cinematic universe and within that storyline in itself. It was really busy, but yeah.
It did leave a lot to be desired in the way of story, plot points. And again, Sam Raimi, amazing director. And this movie was right for him, as far as it is a horror movie, and it is the furthest into mature material that Marvel has leaned into in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at the very least. And before the Spider-Man trilogy, Raimi was a horror director. He did Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, movies that I'm not convinced aged all that well, but the horror remains very strong. And in this movie, it was one of the strongest, if not the strongest element that it had going for it.
Yeah, I was really, after Moon Knight was advertised as, the darkest that Marvel could get. And there were some great things, but after this movie...
We're going to talk about that soon.
Yeah, we will. Check it out. But just the horror aspect of this movie was... it was something else. For what it could do without needing to go R-rated, and just some of those scenes genuinely chilled me.
Yeah, It takes a lot to get to me, and I will say there were multiple moments in this film I couldn't help but just cover my mouth. I had to stifle a gasp because it was just so intense and so strong as far as, content goes. The last big main release we had was The Batman, which sparked a whole conversation about what boundaries PG-13 could push. And I do think thematically, The Batman is the harsher of the two movies, but visuals, scares, and overall visual content, I hate to use the word visual again, but yes, visual content, it was very hardcore, which was refreshing, if a little bit gross.
Yeah, there were some scenes that ugh.
I was surprised they got away with that.
Yeah.
Not only just a PG-13 film, but a Disney PG-13 film at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, the story, a little bit to be desired. It was, as you said, Frankie, a pretty big mess. It was very busy.
Yeah, and, I went into it holding a lot, not so much from the universe itself, but from the first Doctor Strange movie. And there's a lot of elements that I was looking for in this new Doctor Strange movie going into it that I didn't quite find, that they tried to mimic. Especially there's one theme that they talk about, a lesson throughout, akin to in the first Doctor Strange movie. It was about figuring out that it's not about him, that he didn't have to win all the time. And there was a theme similar to that in this one that you should look out for, that it just didn't feel quite the same.
Yeah, and that was a bummer because it really felt like if they had stuck the landing on that one, it would have been one of the more prevalent and hard-hitting messages in the MCU.
Yeah.
And again, I would like to reiterate, this is not Sam Raimi's fault. Sam Raimi didn't write the film, and he did an amazing job with what he could without changing the story. The visuals, the sound design was amazing. There is an entire sequence where the line between diegetic and non-diegetic sound gets very, very muddied, and it's a really cool, if not slightly weird sequence.
Yeah.
But you will know it when you see it. There is no doubt whatsoever you will know it.
It's that perfect boundary of Doctor Strange where, it's magic and just the way that they're able to change reality, especially in a movie like this, of that breaking what could be perceived as reality within the universe.
Yeah. And the acting, really, this was an A game for everyone involved. including and especially, in my opinion, I have a huge bias, but you see her up there, I love her. Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch. Even if the motivations of this character might have been developed a little too much off screen, her acting was phenomenal. This was the most emotional, maybe only in competition for WandaVision, because she had a little bit more development that we saw in WandaVision. But just the little movements in her face that don't come consciously. These are things that have to be ingrained in you when you believe you are the character. And she had that mastered. She was amazing. And then Benedict Cumberbatch. What'd you think of Gold Benny Boy?
I love Pickle Cumbersnickle. But I mean, yeah, he is perfect for the role, I think, and he's just always able to create this emotion that I really feel, and especially of this broken man in all of his movies. I feel where he's got just something missing from him, and you can see it in the What If, but just that feeling of Stephen's looking for something, and he really portrays that.
I think this was the most vulnerable we've seen his character to date, and that's saying something because he's been through the ringer in multiple movies that weren't his own. We haven't had a Doctor Strange movie since 2016.
Yeah.
But he's had a lot of development in other, the ensemble films. Mm-hmm. But this was really where we got to see an emotional, vulnerable, and much more heartfelt Stephen Strange than we've seen in the past. So I think overall, I would recommend this film.
Mm-hmm. I think don't go in with too many expectations, cameo-wise or plotline-wise. Yes. Go in with an open mind. There are some story elements that are lacking, but Sam Raimi killed it.
He did.
The directors.
And I'd like to hit harder on a point you made. This is not No Way Home. You're not gonna see Tom Cruise. All the people online who have been just saying their wildest dreams and stating it as fact that it would be in the movie. Don't go in expecting that. You will have a much better time if you don't expect that, because you won't get it. And I think apart from that, I'd put it probably, if I were to rank it amongst the MCU films, which isn't a great litmus test, but if I were, just for the sake of the fans who are going to see it, it's a pretty middling one, story-wise. If you want to see some amazing visuals and a tone that we haven't gotten in the MCU so far, this is your movie.
Very unique tone.
Yeah. I would recommend going and seeing it. If you have seen it, go ahead and let us know in the comments what you thought, spoiler-free if you can. We'll have a spoiler video out in a couple days. You can talk all the spoilers we want in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in to the first Wednesdays with the Boys spoiler-free review. We hope to see you guys soon.